What's up? Welcome into the CHGO Bears Podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Use code CHGO when you sign up. What's going on, Bears fans? Adam Hoge, Mark Carman, Greg Braggs Jr., and Nicholas Moreano. Quad box today on this beautiful Thursday. What are you counting, or what's happening, Carm?
Come on, man. I'm already annoyed by Hoge's energy today. The dude is just completely on summer vacation. I can feel it.
It's completely inaccurate. I've already done about 8 hours of work before noon.
That's a good job.
And I went to the chiropractor to work on my back. We're making moves today. It feels like it's 5 p.m. already.
I just want to have a contentious show today, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I can tell.
1, 2. Come on. Fields, more Fields. Fields, more. Chemistry, Super Bowl. Did you see? I'd like to blame myself for poor strategizing with the way we're doing these OTA shows, which is going to change come minicamp, because I've been going back and have not sat in on these press conferences and haven't had the player feel that I need coming into OTA shows, which is I'm just going to have to rectify that situation. If you live by Lake Forest and want to house me during minicamp and training camp, let me know, because I love to do shows there. But so Jaquan Brisker, Hoge, Nick, Gregory, did he not call Justin Fields the best quarterback in football as the goal for this year yesterday?
He did say that. He did say best quarterback in football. He thought that last year.
Yeah, technically, he also said he thought Justin Fields wasn't the best quarterback in football last year. Are you really going to hang on that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You
are just determined to make sure that every athlete that steps up to that podium is held for every single word they say, which is only going to make them more and more guarded and not want to talk to us.
Okay, don't blame me.
No one was taking him literally that he really thinks Justin Fields is better than Patrick Mahomes.
I'm not saying there was anything wrong.
Did it me?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there was anything wrong with what he said. I love the fact that he's putting that flag out there as a goal point for where Justin Fields can get to. That's his belief in his quarterback. That's freaking cool. Number 9 for life. I'm going to get a Jaquan Brisker jersey alongside a Jordan Olympic, and I'm moving forward. And I know we got a Father's Day deal that we're selling shirts. Brisker for life. That dude's awesome. That's all I want to say. I got no problem with what he said. I love what he said. Did it. There we
go. Back on track. Father's Day sale, which we do got to talk about. You make sure you look, CHGO fam, you got to know about this. This is going on June 8th through the 18th. That means today it has started. It is underway. All our awesome merch up in the CHGO locker. You can get it now. Buy one, get one half off for Father's Day. What a great Father's Day gift this is, of course, either for your father or maybe to suggest to your significant other, hey, maybe get this for me. It's a great sale. And there's one caveat we want to make sure you know about to guarantee Father's Day delivery. However, you're going to want to jump on this weekend, because you got to get those orders in by Monday if you want to make sure you get the merch by Father's Day. So that's this weekend. However, if you just want to stock up on merch that goes beyond Father's Day, you're not too concerned about getting it by Father's Day, that deal is going to run through the 18th. So you got some time to jump on it. We don't do sales on the merch a ton, but when we do, we make it worth it. And you are ready to go for the next 10 days with that awesome Father's Day sale.
Great sale. I should have waited. Bought 3 shirts today earlier in the week for the softball guys who don't have CHGO, our fill-ins. Nice. So paid full price minus my employee discount for those.
I know she called them fill-ins and not ringers.
Yeah, they haven't reached ringer status. I got no ringers on this team.
You got a ring to be a ringer.
The only ringer on this team, which I also would like to get my last point of contention out here, is right now, let's be honest, is me and Nicholas Moreano's been on this show this week. I haven't heard him say a word about Carm hitting a freaking grand slam in a tight ball game to win a ball game. I got to come here and now I got to boast it myself that I'm banging grannies when we absolutely need it. Step in at shortstop, making plays and all sorts of stuff.
What did you just say you're doing?
What's going on here?
Easy. Easy.
Easy. You're the one.
Let's say easy. You're the one who said it.
Yeah, but you don't need to underline it. Hitting grand slams, not banging grannies. All right.
Okay.
What? What?
Okay.
Oh,
I do have to say,
God.
I do have to say, this is the first time you're hearing about this grand slam.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
Nick's
is a
fault.
fail. And I agree with you, Carm. You should not have to be the one that brags about your grand slam. The fact that nobody even mentioned it like in the Slack on Monday night.
Nothing.
What kind of chemistry is on this team? I'm starting to have concerns.
I texted Mark right after the game.
Texted Mark.
Mark knows he hit the grand slam.
No, I congratulated you on your leadership. You helped us, put us in the position to win that game. But to be fair, we didn't even have a lot of time to talk about it. We had Rasheed Davis on the show earlier in the week. So obviously we devote our time to that great interview. You got to go check that out. And OTA recap. So it just kind of we've been busy.
Fair rebuttal.
We've been busy.
It wasn't 30 seconds available. Just couldn't get a 30-second in there.
There really wasn't 30 seconds. We ran out of time yesterday. We got to overflow today.
Okay. All right.
The last time we were talking about softball, Mark said I couldn't catch, even though the only ball that I could catch, I caught. I couldn't field. It's completely different, but
Nick did made a great catch out of line drive. Now we can get off of this, but it was a phenomenal catch in a key moment with runners on base, so we needed it. And my Carm odds in the moment when that ball was in the air headed to him, 1 out of 100. I thought he was going to catch it, and he didn't.
If it's in the air, I'll catch it. It's the fielding part. But great grand slam, Mark. Like you said, key part of the game. Really good hit.
Blasingame saying in the chat, a cram slam.
Cram slam. That's right. But which
it's a little cleaner. Yes, I like that.
A lot cleaner.
I like that a lot more.
Hey, Hoge, that guy Ernie Skadden who does your voiceover for Hoge and Johns.
Yes, great human being.
And manages the WGN team where we used to work, who we beat, who won the championship last year.
Yep.
In my at bat prior to that, he's like, doesn't want to swing because I had walked. Oh, doesn't want to swing, Ernie. Stick it, Ernie. Stick it. Shy boy Sky.
Ernie's going to talk some smack. There's no question.
Doesn't want to swing. All right, Ernesto. I
don't know. In regards to the comments about Justin Fields being best.
Well, hang on. We got a super chat that popped up here.
Okay,
Kevin O'Reilly, $5. Carm, kudos on getting the Packer guy on After Dark to comment on the dirtbaggery of Favre and Rodgers. Glad we never have to worry about JF1's character. I believe that's actually Braggs who deserves the kudos. Am I right?
No, he's saying kudos to Carm for
Carm got the questions out. Yeah. What did I missed that? What did he have to say about that? By the way, Peter Bukowski on After Dark last night.
Controversial guest, maybe our most controversial guest.
To recap it
about it.
To recap it, Hoge, I said, "Hey, dude, thank you for being on. If Michael Jordan walked down the street and shot one of my family members, like at least a distant cousin, I would say, self-defense, MJ. Where are you standing on Rodgers and Favre right now? Let's start with Favre, and should he go to prison? He's like, Favre's a Viking, and I told you Aaron sucked. Like, he just disowned both of them, the two best players in Green Bay Packer history. Doesn't like him, not into it. Thinks that Rodgers was the problem in the offense, is what he said. Correct me if I'm wrong, Braggery.
Yeah, over the last couple of years, he was making this point that Rodgers was just as much a part of the problem as anybody. And I think some of the points he's made on Twitter is that, not working out with these guys in the offseason. And you've made this point now, Hoge, that he is doing that with the Jets, but he wasn't doing it the last few years with the Packers. But ultimately, I think getting him to Peter, one of the most hated Packers podcasters amongst Bears Twitter, to admit that the Bears have the better quarterback going into week 1 was pretty profound. And that, like, for me, that's why I wanted it. I wanted the most hated rival podcaster to come on and say the truth. We have the better quarterback week 1. Mission accomplished.
You did it. Good job. Crystal chiming in, $4.99 super chat. Great job, Carr. I'll give you your props. Grand slam.
Crystal, I owe you a welcome to Chicago. Let's the CHGO meetup. Let's go. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. But yeah, if I could get back to the point about Justin Fields being not just the best quarterback between the Bears and Packers, but one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I'm at the point where, and I said this last night, I don't like hearing Bears fans trying to temper their expectations. if you want to be a fan, just go all out. What are we scared of? Justin Fields got an MVP vote on one of the worst rostered teams I've ever seen. They were trying to tank, and Justin Fields played dynamic. Does he have a lot of improvement to do? Yes, but that only speaks to how great his ceiling is. And if you watch Jalen Hurts last year and see the jump that he made, we all were in agreement when the Bears played the Eagles that Justin Fields was by far and away more athletic, faster, bigger, all the intangibles, the exact same intangibles that Jalen Hurts has, but better. So why can't he make that jump like Jake Flanagan said? Why not us? And everybody's like so scared to like have any kind of expectations for this season, and I don't. Justin Fields has all the weapons in front of him. Yes, their offensive line's still a work in progress. I'm not going to pretend otherwise, but he absolutely can be one of the better quarterbacks in the NFC. Obviously, saying best quarterback in the league is lofty.
Nick, you want to rebut anything that Braggs just said? Or I'll do it.
Go ahead, Mark. I feel like you have some strong.
Well, I'm tired of Braggs leaning on the one MVP vote as some like.
How many times does a 3-win quarterback get an MVP vote? I guarantee.
Who's the last Bears quarterback to ever get an MVP?
Yeah, vote? That's not normal, Carm.
Yes, but his cousin somehow got a vote. He should not have gotten a vote to be an MVP.
I mean,
that's ridiculous.
Okay, I get that the guy that voted for him is like, okay, but still, I mean, that's how he's perceived by that person, and it's not his cousin.
I want to know. Who
I don't even know this. What did I miss here? Who voted for him?
There was like 12 people that got first place MVP votes. You know how the voting system works: first, second, third, fourth.
I'm aware.
And like 7 guys got 1 MVP vote. And Justin Fields was one of the 7 people that got 1 vote from.
I understand that, but why did Carm say it was his cousin?
Because he's trying to dismiss it. Like it's not something that is somewhat relevant.
That is a ridiculous vote. He threw for 2,200 yards. The Bears won 3 games. You cannot give him an MVP vote. That is preposterous. If
Ernie Banks once won or not Ernie Banks.
Because he was in. Because how many home runs did he hit? Justin Fields,
Andre Dawson won MVP on the worst team in baseball, right?
Because he hit 49 homers and drove.
And Justin Fields led all quarterbacks in rushing and did things that no quarterback has ever done, running the football.
Come on,
by the way, it was a single 5th place vote. He did not get a first place vote.
Exactly. Okay, fine. Even better. Braggs is leaning on this single 5th place vote. Is it some evidence of something?
He's on the list of people that got an MVP vote. I apologize for misspeaking on the first play. He's on the list of people.
What if Braggs had the vote? What if Braggs was the one who made the vote?
I mean, seriously, who?
First of all, I would be mad if Braggs got an MVP vote before me.
I don't care.
I'm
annoyed
digging
that into that point, and it's taking away from the point that I'm trying to make. You agreed with me last season when I said, can he be better than Jalen Hurts? He can do everything that Jalen Hurts can do. Does he have the same weapons? No, but he can be every bit the quarterback Jalen Hurts is. If Justin Fields was on the Eagles last year, Mark, what would Justin Fields have done with the Eagles last year?
Listen, I'm annoyed now that I'm in the position of I'm not trying to take anything off the table on Fields. However, I am trying to be realistic of where Fields is at. And it's possible that he could make a Jalen Hurts level jump, but let's not forget how good Jalen Hurts was last year. Mm-hmm. And he had a lot of things for him that Fields does not have. And we can shout out Peter Bukowski again. He outlined the fact that the Eagles defense put that offense in great position all the time, which is highly unlikely to happen for Justin this year. It's highly unlikely, in fact. So, listen, I'm all in on Fields. I'm with Jaquan Brisker, but you just don't sit on here and tell me that he got an MVP vote last year. The person who put him in the 5th place vote for MVP last year is an idiot, or a family member, one of the two.
All right, I'll stop saying that. I still feel strongly that he can be one of the better quarterbacks in the NFC next year.
All right. Well, speaking of this, first we got a super chat here from Alan. $10. 1, I love you guys. 2, love that you brought Bukowski on. 3, bring Matt Derry from Locked On Lions on next. That guy makes me want to punch him. I listen to all pods in the NFC North and hate him. Ugh.
The hate is strong. The hate is strong.
Yeah. Also, he adds to everyone like this broadcast. Yeah, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notifications. That's how you know when we're live all the time, especially when we have days like yesterday when we go at a different time because we were recapping practice after being out there. Hit that like button. So on Justin Fields, part of this conversation, right? Why he was so dynamic last year was his running ability without question. And I understand why that line of questioning comes up with Luke Getsy, the Bears offense coordinator, yesterday. I know you guys want to talk about this. I guess, Nick, do you want to, first of all, recap sort of what Getsy had to say on this topic and really where we should go with this conversation? Because I think it's one the Bears need to be careful with, where they're walking a fine line, but they can't be sort of like Braggs is saying, not be afraid here.
Yeah, so Luke Getsy was asked by our very own Mark Carman if he wants to see, Justin Fields rush for less yards, right? And his response was, I just hope we win games, whatever it takes to win games. That was kind of the underlying message here. But there was also a question later on about, well, Fields has this rushing ability that, not a lot of quarterbacks have in the league. That is true. He led the league, like Greg said, in rushing yards last season. So Getsy can call something up and tell him to do something, and maybe his instincts kick in. So for me, what I'm thinking for Luke Getsy, the answer saying, I just want to win games, if he's still having Justin Fields run the way he did last season, I don't think that's really the best way for, one, the Bears to honestly win games. We saw that he led the league in rushing, and he won 3 games last season. The roster wasn't as what it is today, but I think when you look at how the Bears are going to be in the best position to win games, he's going to have to throw the ball. He can't replicate the rushing yards that he did last season, and that's going to equate to more wins. I just don't think that's a realistic possibility, and for the team to be in the best position possible to have the most success in 2023.
Carm, you're the one who asked the question.
Yeah, well, I was actually surprised by his answer, because I thought he would say, yes, we want to keep Justin. We're not going to try to take it all away from him, but we would like to keep him out of at least some level of harm's way, and we do need to get our passing game going. He's got, and I'm super excited about the weapons that he has around him, something like that. But he didn't say that. So what I think is just interesting, to me, it speaks of 2 things. Number one, maybe there is a level of creativity that Getsy is thinking about of how he wants to go about this that's non-traditional, which I think makes sense with Justin Fields. Like, I don't the biggest knock on him is that he doesn't process as fast in the pocket. That's not something that grows, that happens overnight. So keeping him on the move, letting him use his instincts, and also letting him settle into throwing the ball more when he tucked it last year as he progresses. I mean, I think that's the realistic path here. So it just, when I look at the over-under in Vegas, they're always smart about these things, right? 2,700 yards throwing is where they have it for him. That's a 500 jump. That's, if you do the math on that, that's, 50 more yards a game. It's less than 200 a game. So listening to him yesterday, I expect Fields to not necessarily get 1,100 yards again on the ground, but I don't think it's going to be 600. I think there's going to be plenty of yards gained with him using his legs.
Well, and the reason why I think you got to be careful here is because obviously the more obvious side of it is you don't want him to get hurt. Duh. But on the other side, like, I feel very strongly, and you guys heard me say this during games when we were sitting there watching them at the CHGO studios last year, that when he would get in a rhythm at times, partially after he'd break a big run. Justin Fields is one of these athletes, and you see it in all different sports. Some guys are like this, where they got to play with some swagger. And when they're playing with swagger, that's when they get on a roll. And how many times have we seen, he's maybe struggling to find wide receivers open or whatever. And yeah, obviously he doesn't have a lot of help around him last year. And then all of a sudden he'd break a 10, 11, 12-yard scramble, run, slide, point first down with a little swagger, jump up, complete a 20-yard pass on the next play. You know what I mean? So I think it would be irresponsible to try to force that out of his game. I think it's not apples to apples, but it's almost like sacrificing Devin Hester's return ability to force him into being a wide receiver, right? I'm not saying it's the same thing, because I think Justin Fields' upside as a passer is way higher than Hester upside ever was as a number one receiver. But you sacrifice some of the return ability trying to force him elsewhere, right? So let's not take away what Justin Fields is so good at just because, you're too scared of getting him hurt, or you feel like you have more weapons. You're just going to force him into being a quarterback. This guy's not a typical quarterback. He's never going to be. I hope it comes around on the passing side, and I think it will be, especially with more help around him. But he's not going to ever sit in there, and you don't want him to ever sit in there like he's Peyton Manning. It doesn't make any sense.
He used the word, Getsy used the word too. He's like, I never want to make this guy a robot. Which is exactly
you want
what
him
saying.
Playing instinctually. You want him. That's a great way to put it from Getsy, because you and I almost feel like this happened with Trubisky. Like they're trying to cram it down, into his brain so much about reads and all this stuff. And it's like, dude, just play ball. Whatever sport it is, just play ball. Go out there and ball out, and you're going to get first downs, which is what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, but you have to be careful with it, because I see in the chat, Timothy Williams says, I find it perplexing how people knock JF1 running when all his injuries came off passing plays in that O-line. That's just simply not true. While he may have gotten injured on a specific passing play, he got dead legs from running and running and running. And that is part of Luke Getsy's responsibility. How many designed runs? Once we got past the Washington game, we went into the New England game, everything became design quarterback runs. And you've got to holster that at times, because Justin's already going to take off on certain passing plays and run for 80 yards. So it's their responsibility to keep an eye on that tally, because Justin's going to do what he thinks is best on that specific play. So if somebody's kind of open, but he knows he can take off, Justin's going to take off because he's a competitor. And like last year, when we got to the end of the year and they ran, I can't remember, it was one of the last few games. He ran all the way down like 60, 70 yards. They're in the red zone. And then they run another QB designed run to the right side where he runs into a brick wall. That's on you, Luke Getsy. You've got to protect him from himself in those moments. So I want him running the ball because he's dynamic, but you got to be protective of your asset and your franchise quarterback.
Outside the box thought that probably won't happen, but let's just say in the scenario you're detailing, Fields is exhausted, right? He's run a ton. He's running all over the place. He's showing signs of wear and tear. I don't know. PJ Walker getting out there for a couple of plays. Let's do some design runs with him off the bench. Give Fields, a 3-play break back in there. I don't think that would ever happen.
Take your best player off the field?
Right. But if he's exhausted and you're worried about he's just going to get cracked because he's sucking air and his cramps are coming in, which he hasn't quite figured out.
I think that's the point. You got to find the balance so that he's not exhausted, right? You pick and choose the times where you feel relatively, and this is why Luke Getsy's paid to be an offensive mastermind. Good offensive coordinators can tell when they've set up a naked boot, zone read, whatever, where they feel relatively confident. I know this is wide open for 10 yards. And I'm not talking about a pass. I'm talking about Justin Fields' keeper, right? And he's going to be able to run out of bounds or slide and not get hit, and everything's going to be fine. And then, okay, if you've done that a couple times, well, yeah, he's going to be a little bit tired. So let's hand it off to the running back now. Or, let's make a nice, easy read for him so he doesn't have to stand back there, go through his progressions when he's mentally and physically exhausted. I mean, That's what good offensive coordinators are able to do throughout a game. And I think that's where it speaks to the lack of help that Justin Fields had last year. Because Luke Getsy, and I've already seen it in the comments today, people want to criticize his play calling, and I get that it wasn't perfect. But as I always tell you guys, it's hard to call plays when you don't have the players, especially when you don't have the blocking. So hopefully with these weapons and with this blocking, Getsy's going to be in a position to read all this better instead of it just being like, look, it's the Justin Fields show. That's all we got right now, and we just got to roll with it.
Shout out to Adam Wolf in the chat too for saying Naperville sucks, and now Benjamin Paddle here saying Fields should never be at the point where he is grasping for air and exhausted. That's why you went out and got DJ Moore. Fields can quote take plays off with quick throws. I mean, I think everything that we're saying here and that Hoge just underlined makes a ton of sense. I also think, like, shout out to Cole Kmet yesterday, listening to him. You know, I think we're going to be better around him being Fields. We're going to be great around him. It should be great for both sides. Like there was, hey, Cole, how much, how much better do you think you're going to be? And he didn't put it on himself. He put it basically on the fact that the offense sucked. And so, like, I think he's excited to show you what he can do because there's actually a quarterback and an O-line and a running back room that they have not had. So, and it should help everybody.
All right.
And yeah, okay.
We got a tweet we want to show you, but we'll hold it for after the break here. Real quickly, want to make sure you are ready for the weekend, ready for the sunshine. I've had quite a lot of it here lately, which has been nice because you want to take on the sun with gear built to last. And that's where our friends at Shady Rays come in, have you covered for the warm weather ahead with premium polarized shades at an affordable price. Shady Rays is an independent sunglass company that offers a world-class product just as good as any expensive pair we've worn. Durable frames, extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures. And of course, that's not all because they have the most insane protection in all of eyewear because every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost and broken replacements. If you break or lose your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. You can wear your Shady Rays with confidence. And again, together with their customers, Shady Rays provides much needed support to nonprofit partners across the U.S. through Shady Rays Impact. Exclusive for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com, use code CHGO for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades that I will be wearing all weekend out in the sun, rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
Oh, you guys, Father's Day is right around the corner. Shady Rays would be a great gift for your dad or anything from Manscaped because what you and I both know, he needs some serious grooming in his life. So grab your dad the Performance Package 4.0 and he'll thank you for helping him to look at his best. It's a win-win situation for both your mom and your dad. So go to manscaped.com and use code CHGO for 20% off plus free shipping. I'm someone who enjoys being well-groomed. Learned that from my dad, constantly getting my haircut, getting beard, mustache lined up. And all doing that makes you feel confident. And Manscaped is going to make you feel confident. It's dedicated to helping you increase your confidence and level up your full body grooming game with a Performance Package 4.0. The kit comes with the Essential Lawnmower 4.0 waterproof, cordless body trimmer, and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your grooming routine. And having the right tools for grooming is essential. Do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for the job. Again, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code CHGO at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use that code CHGO. Don't forget where you came from, guys. This year, show your original home some love with Manscaped.
All right, we're going to say goodbye to Nick now. He's got a roll. He'll be back tomorrow with Carm for our beautiful Friday noon show to close out the week. Nick, enjoy yourself.
Adios, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, Mark, even though you're muted.
No, Nick, don't leave. Abandonment issues coming up. All right, have a great day. Bye.
See you guys.
You got to be closer to Braggs now. All right, well, a little bit of news of the day. Nothing too big and nothing too surprising, but it is interesting. I was kind of expecting this, but the Bears were supposed to have their last OTA practice today. That has been scrapped. No practice. You will not practice. You will go to the United Center instead. You will sit in that Kennedy construction and go to the United Center. By the way, I think I've made it my goal to bring up the Kennedy construction on every single show I do from now until it's over. So just be ready for that. So they're at the United Center today. We got this tweet the Bears put out. QB1. I mean, he looks like he could roll in game 4 of the finals.
That is such an awesome thing to do. Seriously, these guys, they're always going to games. Hey, let's go down to the UC and get to shoot around. The Bears, like Komet underlined that he was thrilled that Kevin Warren came down to Notre Dame, went to Ohio State, showing that they care about the players. This is another caring about the players thing. It's a cool thing.
Yeah, but the other thing Cole Komet said that kind of surprised me was he was like, he said there's 2 things that were meaningful to him that like ownership showed him in his time here. One was Kevin Warren showing up to his graduation. The other was George McCaskey shagging fly balls at Wrigley Field last year.
Yeah,
which is what they did last year. They went to Wrigley Field and they had a home run derby. That I believe Cole Komet won, right? Didn't he beat Tevin Jenkins and Justin Fields?
I
think that's what happened. And he was like, yeah, everybody wants to hit. George is out there shagging the fly balls. Hopefully not running into the brick.
I'm fascinated to hear who won the shooting contest today, who's banging down jumpers. They all think they can hoop. Every single one of those guys loves their hoop game.
By the way, check out our main CHGO Twitter account at CHGO_sports. You can see some video of what's going on at the United Center. Don't leave us here. Check it out on your phone or wherever, check out Twitter. You got some video. Pretty cool thing that I just, regardless of where this goes, and we're probably still definitely in the honeymoon phase, or, I think we're getting closer to crunch time with Poles and Eberflus. But yes, it's still part of the honeymoon phase, and everybody's feeling good about things. That being said, I definitely feel like there's been a better connection with this regime with the players than maybe we saw before. And it hasn't been perfect by Poles' own admission. His communication with Tevin Jenkins, he said last year, could have been better. But things like this do matter. It is cool, and it's fun to see today.
Braggs, you got anything on the air? Well, let me just add in one thing, and then we can.
But this is Braggs cranky because he's not inside the United Center right now. Every ounce of his being, he wants to bang on the door right now, climb on top of the Michael Jordan statue.
I would be making a scene.
Well, here, before we figure out a plan on how to get Braggs in the UC, and we can work on that before the end of the show. We got a half hour. Jalen made one comment yesterday about the fact that, the Bears can go get another cornerback. My daughter can't go get another dad. Spending time in California. He doesn't see her as much during the season because she stays in California, which is obviously best for her as he's going to work in Chicago. But he made one comment that sort of stands out around this. He's like, I was in communication with the coaches about it, and hopefully they respected that. Like, he wasn't exactly sure how it was taken. And I get it that when you're in football, you're football, and Matt Eberflus probably sleeps with 6 footballs, surrounding him in his bed. That's how I would guess it looks like. Same thing that, a lot of like Bill Belichick has 12 footballs in his bed. I guarantee it. The guy just cuddles with a football, has a football at his feet. He's got a football for a pillow, the whole thing.
Nagy had a whole room of play sheets surrounding him.
Right. So, it's that part of it to really support your player. That's kind of a next level move. I don't know. The fact that he said hopefully it was respected lets you know that he wasn't exactly sure how it was taken, period. And he just did it anyway.
I do find that fascinating. Like I said on yesterday's show, I think if it was a full-blown, totally excused, no issue here whatsoever, that you would have seen Flus come out and air all the good things of what Jalen Johnson was doing, all those reasons for him. The fact they let it go the way they did, I still think that says something. I don't think it's the end of the world. Can we talk about the quote you brought up, which I do find fascinating? I love it. It's such a great quote. The Bears can go get another cornerback, but my daughter can't get another father. I mean, amazing perspective on life that a lot of times in the NFL we don't think about. Not we. Well, us included, but also like teams. Like this is so hardcore, like really almost seems like life or death at times with these teams that it's good perspective from Jalen Johnson. Now, that being said, think about everything I just said and how hardcore the NFL can be. I'm just wondering what the Bears front office thought of that quote.
If you watch Jalen Johnson's press conference yesterday, which you can find on YouTube or wherever you want to find it, I guess YouTube would be maybe not everywhere. Just go if you want to watch it. And you don't like that guy, then I don't like you. I mean, he is. I love everything that how he went about his business, and that he, as far as the contract stuff, I believed him when he was like, yeah. I really haven't thought about this. Like, that's not my, like, it doesn't, he doesn't seem like he's some angling dude, more so than he's just trying to do what's best for his family and himself and also take care of business. He's in communication with the Bears. He's keeping himself in shape. I thought what he had to say about, we're ranking himself as a QB. He's like, there's multiple tiers. Like, you got to rank yourself. Who are the cornerbacks that are guarding the number one wide receivers, following them around, and where do you rank in that crew? Because it's a much bigger deal every week when you're going out there and your job, go guard Justin Jefferson and then step up next week against Debo or whoever the hell. I mean, that is a heavy lift each week. And, I don't have a ton of interceptions. But, by the way, I'm guarding the best freaking players on the field every week, and they all come in different shapes and sizes with different skill sets. And it's one of the toughest jobs you can possibly have in the NFL.
Well, and if you remember, he played hurt during the Dolphins game last year, and he got shredded in that game. And, that comes with then criticism and, you didn't do this, that, and but he was playing hurt. Yeah. So I have a lot of respect for Jalen Johnson, and I hope and wish it would work out. Do I feel like it will? No, I've said this before on the record. I just think it's a value thing. And when you ask, like, where do you think he ranks in terms of cornerback ones? I think that's where they're going to differ at the negotiating table. It's a business at the end of the day. And I think we've all talked about this. Hoge's mentioned it several times. Brian Poles is pretty hard line with the way he evaluates your value, and he's not going to come off of that more times than not, unless, of course, Jalen Johnson balls out, and then maybe that changes their opinion. So, we'll just have to let it see it play out. But I love the way Jalen Johnson approaches the game, and he showed he's willing to play hurt. And, at the end of the day, it just comes down to how the team and him view each other.
So apparently Kevin Fishman asked a question. I didn't have the chat up properly, and now he's texting me. Answer my question, coward. Can somebody put up? Can someone put? Which Bear does Carm want to face on the tennis courts?
The one that's running through Orland Park or wherever, or Gurnee.
Yeah, that Bear.
The one running through Gurnee.
Kevin. First of all, I'll take on any Bear on the tennis courts for one, but I don't know who's the best. Give me the best Bear on the courts. That's who I want to face. I don't know who the hell that would be.
You don't need to play the best tennis player on the Bears because you can't even beat the old guys you play in the senior circuit.
Don't stop talking. Mute that guy's mic.
Wow.
You know what, Fish? The Fish man. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in there and do my incredible reporting.
Say, the amount of weird conversations you have with Bears players in the locker room. You haven't asked anyone if they play tennis?
No, so I'm going to make it my mission. Who's the best player in here, and I want to play him. I'll get that done. As far as at least the asking, I doubt they'll play me, but I will do the asking. And I was absolutely, by the way, super pissed that I missed Jalen yesterday, because I don't know if I would have had the guts to do it, but I would and I will do this later. Hey, Jalen, your guy LeBron got swept. Thoughts? Because let's go back to the Super Bowl. LeBron.
He did say he's got the Nuggets winning the series, which isn't necessarily a bold take. And seeing that video we just had up of Jalen Johnson shooting Jays, I am now also jealous. Greg and I are gonna bang down that door. Seriously, I already know I can run on that court with those guys. Let's go. I'm not afraid.
If I wasn't doing this show right now, I'd be standing outside the United Center with a basketball, banging on that door, waiting for somebody to come out and get crossed up.
Who
100%.
who have you shot a jumper right in their eye at good old Lifetime?
Well, I haven't faced any of these current Bears. The ones that I used to run with are all off the team. But like I've hit a shot on Martellus Bennett before. Now Marty could also kill me by running straight through me. And if I was guarding him one-on-one and he just decided he wanted to go to the hoop, I would just go like this. Because one, I don't want to die, and two, I don't want to be responsible for injuring a Chicago Bear. Of course, I feel like most of that was after he was already he was already done with the Bears at that point. But real fast, back in the day, Hoge, they used to play at multiplex. Otis Wilson knocked me from one side of the lane to another when I was like 140 pounds, and I'm like, dude, you could have killed me. But my best moment, Donnell Wolford was the greatest. He was such a fun dude, and he had this little pop shot that he would just always bang down on the baseline. But I remember beating him one day, and we used to run 4-on-4 the width of the court. At any rate, I hit some shot, and as it was in the air, I was game, and Wolford like caught it as it came through the hoop. As the game was over, just started smiling at me. That was my moment on 21.
Quick question. How many times has Carm said the word bang on today's show?
A lot of banging going on here, Lawrence.
Can we maybe
a lot of bang?
Cut down on the
no more banging?
Banging
and like everything you're referencing is
banging and Grammy slam.
What are we doing?
I'm not even going to say it.
Come on. It's the last show of the week for Hoge. He needs this.
He does not need this.
I never need this.
He's asking himself every day, why do I deserve this?
Yeah, what did I do here? But did we get to the super chat yet? I can't even remember. I don't think so. Andre, appreciate you, man. Andre Skinner with a $20 super chat, $19.99. How did Tunyon look at OTAs? How do you see him fitting in? Well, my first observation is his hair's gone, isn't it?
It was long in day 2 of OTAs. I didn't notice yesterday.
I think it was Nick who said, someone told me yesterday that the hair's gone, and that because he looks like skinnier to me. Not that I have anything to compare it to. I guess just from the games that we've seen him playing against the Bears. But I think, look, I like Robert Tonyan. I think it's a great signing. I think that he's an upgrade over what the Bears had last year at their kind of number 2 tight end. I think him and Cole Kmet can be a really solid 1-2 punch together at that position. Cole talked about yesterday when they're in 12 personnel with 2 tight ends on the field, what they're going to be able to do together. I'm excited to see that.
Where are you at that he was playing with one of the best quarterbacks in all of football? And
not according to Peter Bukowski.
Not according to Bukowski,
sucks.
That's true. But he's a 10.5 yard a catch guy. He's never had more than he's been over 500 yards once, over 470 twice. I like the signing, and I thought it was funny that Kmet yesterday is still trying to figure out whether to call him Bobby, Rob, or Robert.
He answers to all 3. I'm like, are we talking about a dog here? He just like that was a funny comment.
What's up, Bobby? I'm saying, give me that ball, Rob.
He's like, I've called him 3 different things. He responds to all of them. Look, I think this is a player that you got to keep expectations accurate or like and fair. The Bears signed Robert Tonyan to complement Cole Kmet. They're not asking him to put up 100 catches here. I'm not sure they're asking him to catch more than like 25 passes. But he's got a history of making big catches and scoring touchdowns. And think about last year. First of all, can you guys even name the Bears' backup tight ends from last year?
Ryan something. Yeah, he sucked.
Exactly. And there were, for the record, I was saying exactly to the point that he couldn't name him, not the fact that he sucked, which Carm threw in there right before I said exactly. It made me sound
he was
like
fine.
Jerk.
He was actually.
He did not suck.
He was totally fine. Unfair.
But he did have.
I take it back.
Remember that play? I'm forgetting which game it is off the top of my head, where there was that fade to him in the end zone, and there was like that whole controversy. Well, Justin overthrew him, or did he not adjust the ball right? That whole thing.
Yeah, that was the Washington game in the first quarter.
One of many missed opportunities in the game the Bears should have won easily. So the point is, Robert Tonyan's an upgrade to me. And just think about it like that. We're talking about the number 2 tight end in an offense that already includes Cole Kmet, already includes DJ Moore, already includes Darnell Mooney, and has a pretty solid running back tandem. And oh, by the way, Justin Fields is on the field too. So we don't have to like explode our expectations here for Robert Tonyan.
I mean, Robert Tonyan is just going to get the job done. Similar to, this could be a step up. If you combine Tonyan and Cole Kmet, you would get to Fubo TV, which has 140 live channels of sports shows, movies, and news. Potentially the best tight end in the business. If you do TV to tight ends, you can stream live to your TV from any device. You can watch the most Chicago sports for the lowest price. Let that register. You can also start watching immediately. Get yourself a 7-day free trial. There's no contract. There's no cable. There's no hassle. You sign up. You start watching. You see if you like it. I mean, seriously, let's go here. We got the NBA Finals going on. Cubs on Marquee. White Sox on NBC Sports. F1, UFC, whatever you need. They've got it. So get it going on here with Fubo TV. Use the link in the description to sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro.
Greg.
What?
Oh my God.
No, I don't. No, you ain't jumping the shark on me. Come on now. I didn't know.
No, to be fair, Braggs, I believe this next read is for you. It says so in the rundown.
There's this.
One of these days we'll bat 1,000 in a show. I don't know when.
Listen here.
I don't know when.
You cut me some slack here. All right.
What's the read? Because okay, I got
it's
it.
The local bricklayers union.
Greg Braggs could use him. Honestly, Braggs, I mean, look at what he's wearing right now. Seriously, he should be going to FOCO. FOCO's awesome. Fitted out, best sports gear around, hoodies, shoes, signs, bobbleheads, everything in between. It'll even fit Greg Braggs, who's getting in better shape by the moment. So congratulations, Gregory. They got the Aloha shirts, the straw hats, the polos, and the bags. Everything you need for a game. And yes, when we're in studio, the set decorations, FOCO has donated some. Seriously, you want to go to this. Check out FOCO.com and or click the link in the description below. For all non-presale items, use that promo code CHGO. You get 10% off. There you go. Look at those. Look at that. Look at the Fields. Cute, awesome, amazing stuff.
Braggs,
here.
go ahead and put that boxing glove on and then hit yourself in the face once for missing the
You want me to?
No. Don't. Oh. Okay.
The screen, at least my screen froze right when that thing connected.
I want to take everybody inside driving a show for a second, because I had a moment there. I just muted my mic, and I was while Carman was doing the first read, and I'm going in my head. I got a 50-50. I got a fork in the road here. I'm 40% sure Braggs has any idea he's supposed to do the next read. So should I pull that up just in case I have to jump in and do it? Or since I want to talk about this David Walker quote that somebody put in the rundown, don't know who, was it you or Carman, or was it Nick? I'm thinking it was probably Nick.
It wasn't me.
Okay. So it's a great quote, and I wanted to talk about that next. So I'm like, all right, so next thing, but I need a little bit more context on what this exact question is. So I go digging, and I basically chose the David Walker route instead of the Reed route. And anyway, we got through it all.
And by the way, for those who don't know, David Walker is the running backs coach for the Bears. Some people might be missing.
Well, I'm about to explain that and also give the quote. Kevin jumping on here with 1999 Super Chat. Have you all seen the new renderings for the Titan Stadium? It looks great. I think we can assume the Buffalo, Nashville, and Jacksonville stadium projects will fuel Kevin Warren to get our stadium project across the finish line.
Yeah, the Jacksonville stadium looked unbelievable.
Yeah. And here's what's interesting, too, by the way, on that topic, which I didn't necessarily know where you're going with, but these stadiums are popping up. I mean, the Bears aren't the only one in the league right now working on stadiums. Buffalo's already broken ground. Nashville seems like it's for sure happening. Jacksonville just put out renderings. I mean, that was just a video that they put out yesterday. It does look super cool. And maybe we'll slow down the assumptions that they're just going to move to London permanently. I will say this, though. Let's keep in mind, as far down the road as the Bears are in Arlington Heights, we have not seen a stadium rendering. They haven't put that out. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, we talked about this when some of that news first broke. I I don't think the Bears will play there until 2030. I don't know what the line should be, like what year we should put the line at, but it's moving further and further of when this is actually going to be a reality as they run through the red tape that is Chicago politics.
Yeah.
Get
it across the finish line, Kevin.
You just got me excited, Hoge. Not that anything's happening. And the statement yesterday, the Bears release was like, to me, almost like the final nail in the coffin for Chicago.
Well, the other thing I could point out is how useless stadium renderings can be, because we have seen a very unrealistic video similar to the Jacksonville Jaguars one yesterday on the reimagined with Bill Curtis's voice backing the video of new Soldier Field that was 1,000% never happening.
Honestly, that might piss me off more than anything else the city has done with the Bears. It shouldn't, but it's like, you ruined this relationship. We are broke. You try to nickel and dime everybody with fake signs and total BS to try to like somehow, some way make some money in this city that you've wrecked everything, sold off the parking, sold off the tollways. That's not the city's part, the whole damn thing. And then you're going to spend however much money you spent to make this fake rendering and hire Bill Curtis to do the voicer. Honestly, that just sucks. Like,
I think Bill should have to apologize to you personally.
I thought the video was awesome. They should do one for. It was awesome. Like, they'll never do it, but it was cool to watch. And if they want to do one of those with Bill Curtis for Naperville and do one for Gary and do one, I'll watch all of them. We just want some renderings. Please.
I don't need one for Gary. I'm good. I'm
just
Gary.
saying, wherever they're thinking about Bill Curtis, make the video.
All right, what I was teasing was David Walker, the Bears running backs coach, was asked yesterday, when you have running backs that are smaller, what are the expectations in pass blocking? Good question. Here's the answer, David Walker. Well, when number one is behind you, as in Justin Fields, when number one is behind you, you better fucking hold up. However you got to do it. But the expectation is you have a job, do your job. That's the expectation. So, yes, the expectation for him is, even though he's smaller, is to compete like hell and let the guy behind him throw the football. Love it.
Let's go.
Give me more of that, David Walker.
Yeah, I love
I'm
honesty.
ready to run out there and do some pass blocking.
Offensive assistants, defensive assistants days are great days for us. Shout out to John Falsetta in the chat, by the way. It's funny when Carm goes fake tough guy. John, I've never met you, but you know me very well. I'm the biggest fake tough guy of all time. If there's a fight happening, you'll find me running the other way.
Carm, did you want to, because one of the things we teased from yesterday that you never got to was your in fact, I'm not even sure we ever teased it, but we talked about it. You were analyzing the stretching lines or something weird, something extremely at the Carm weird.
Do we have that photo, Lawrence, that I sent to Gregory yesterday? Because, listen, we don't get a ton of access, but we do get the ability.
No, I'm not showing that. It's not a good photo.
What do you mean it's not a good photo?
This is what happened yesterday.
It was a terrible photo of like a bunch of dudes like asses.
This is what happened yesterday. He sends me the photo, and Lawrence is helping me Photoshop him. And Lawrence says, "Why does he want this?"
Yeah, it's a terrible photo.
He wants it for his weird Carm segment.
All right, fine. I'll put it on my
explain. It's a bad dudes in bad yoga positions. Like not a good angle for them. I don't feel like they need to have that seen by the public.
All right, I'm putting it on my Twitter after the show. You can
check
it out.
Well, in our defense, it's the only thing they let us shoot.
Yeah, we get 10 minutes. we get 10 minutes.
There he is stretching the bird.
My deep Carm analysis, watching guys stretch. Who's the most flexible? Who's doing the most work in the yoga room? If you are doing a ton of non-impact stuff, it's going to help you on the football field. Who's the most flexible guy out there? And Dante Foreman was in some weird pigeon crow position that I didn't see anybody else in. And by the way, Dante Foreman is ripped. That dude is, I mean, he is a powerful looking dude. And he's got the flexibility. So early Carm stretching award going on goes to Foreman. Dude looked phenomenal out there doing the stretch. Where some other guys, they're kind of half stretching, that you can see that they're very tight and can barely move. Like imagine if Greg Braggs got out there, what it would look like. You know, he'd be in pain, probably getting on one knee and trying to like raise his hands up because he's not that guy.
I can stretch. You can be surprised.
Get out of here.
When you come to the studio, we'll do a video. I guarantee I can get the bottom of my foot and touch the top of your head. I'm not going to kick you in the head. I'm just saying I can get it all the way up there.
Wait, the bottom of your foot can get to the top of Carm's head?
Just telling him, I can karate kick all the way to the
Can
top
you touch
of
your
his...
toes?
What? Yeah.
Can you
what
touch...
do you mean, can I touch my toes?
Without bending your knees?
Yes.
I can't.
No chance. I can barely get to my calves.
Like sitting down?
No, not sitting down, you bozo. I'm talking. Stand up, bend this.
You can't touch your toes?
No, nowhere
No.
close. No.
Well, when you get here, we'll see what's going on.
Well, you have a camera on you right now. Would you like to show us you can do it?
I want to see it.
I'm calling you out like you're calling out Peter
What
Bukowski
what?
now. Prove it.
Ridiculous.
Prove it. Prove it.
All right, what am I
No
doing
knee
here?
bend.
All right, let me
I
get
don't
the
know.
camera down. I'm
No,
in
it's
Kevin
okay.
Kadick's office.
Yeah,
He
Lawrence
needs
can
his
peek
office
over.
back.
He's in there too, isn't he?
We didn't see a touch.
Oh, you can't touch your toes?
I believe him.
That's pretty good.
Look, when your legs are foot and a half long.
Good job, Braggsy. That's a win.
You can't touch. Are you just messing with me right now?
No, I
can't.
cannot.
No, nowhere
What is
close.
happening here?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Dylan says that pro day video seals the deal. Braggs is the top tier athlete. That's a good point.
Thank you.
He
And that was
he can pass
I'm in
set. He
better
can touch
shape
his
since
toes.
next year's pro day video is gonna be.
Kellish might be onto something. He can do it because he's short. Probably got
Yeah.
some. He's got short legs.
That's
and-
what I said. His legs are a foot and a half long. I can touch
Oh,
my toes too.
We're gonna do
Off
some
the
measurements
rails.
here.
It is
Off
sad
the
for me though because I
rails.
have really long arms. You'd think that would help me, but we're working on it. Yeah, all right. Fun show. I'm out. Goodbye. I've had enough of you guys this week.
Enjoy the boat.
See you Monday. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Carm will be back here tomorrow with Nick. And
I'm on CHGO Sports today with
Casey
Kevin
and Law
and
Kevin.
and Lawrence.
did you just forget all their names?
and Casey. Well, I was thinking, it's been an hour.
It has been an hour. Too long of an hour.
Yeah, Kevin put on Twitter that I announced my retirement a few days ago, and now I've taken over his office, so I need to get out of here so I can let my boss actually use his office. See, I'm not looking as fit there.
That's a good tweet. You just
I'm the captain now.
it's like you give a mouse a cookie, right? That is Greg Braggs.
I feel
Yeah.
like we've all turned our lives over to Braggs.
Oh yeah. You just give him a little bit of a
That's what
crease.
football is all about.
He's like David Montgomery.
What did Gail
he's gonna
say?
get he's
Give
gonna
me
get
6
through there.
inches of daylight.
Bye.
We're out of here. Show tomorrow. Mark, Nick, noon. They'll be there. Braggs' RAS score, by the way, is 0.01. Thanks for the comment there, Evan. Everyone else, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy these summer days. Don't forget our Father's Day sale going on right now. Buy one, get one, a half off, 50% off on the second shirt. All of it up at our merch CHGO locker. And once again, if you would like to guarantee Father's Day delivery, get that done this weekend. You got to get those orders in by Monday to guarantee Father's Day delivery. But all of our merch right now is buy one, get one, half off. And it's a great deal. Even if you don't get it done by Monday, you still have all next week to jump in our Father's Day deal and stock up on all the merch right now. All right. Goodbye, everyone. See you soon.